What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from different comic book companies. Today, we are going to jump back over to Marvel Comics, and we are going to continue our coverage over Superboy and Teen Titans in the New 52. In this video right here, we are actually going to learn the origin of Wondergirl, which is very huge because throughout this run, we have been giving small hints from the writers about who is Wondergirl, what is her powers, how did she get her powers, and this storyline right here is going to give us so much more information that we needed a long time ago. But either way, I do hope you enjoy today's comic book video, and if you do, hit that like button down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoy today's comic book video. To begin today's video, we actually pick up with Teen Titans number 11. And with this issue, we open up with Cassie Sandmark in a lot of pain right now. Remember, she gets her powers from the silent armor, and the silent armor is what's hurting her right now. And we have no idea why it is hurting her for, because we still have not learned much about the silent armor. But in this video right here, we are going to learn a lot more about the armor. But of course, for right now, Cassie is in so much pain thanks to the armor. Unfortunately, we are not able to actually learn more about the silent armor. And the reason why, because out of nowhere, some of the Teen Titans are being attacked by a character known as Loose Cannon. Now, if I remember correctly, Loose Cannon was part of an event called Bloodlines. It was one of DC's worst events. In that event, DC basically introduced a bunch of new characters, and I want to say Loose Cannon was one of the many characters introduced in that event. Now, in reality, Loose Cannon is just DC's version of the Hulk. The angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. Now, because Kidflash, Bonker, and Solus are not strong enough to actually deal with Loose Cannon, they need a powerhouse character. And luckily for them, Wondergirl was nearby. She jumps in and she takes out Loose Cannon. Now, here's the problem though. Right before she takes him out, that is when the silent armor takes over her body. And the silent armor is the one that actually defeats Loose Cannon. Except when Cassie is able to get her body back under her control, that is when she realized that the silent armor is beginning to take over her body more and more. And sooner or later, it could lead to more problems for the Teen Titans. And so we do jump over to a museum. And the reason why, because something is coming out of there. Because we actually see a bunch of security guards have been killed. And then we see a random man floating in the air. And apparently this man is looking for Wondergirl. And the reason why I say that is because he says every time she uses the silent armor in one of her battles, it makes it easier for him to find her. And so of course we now know this man is looking for Wondergirl. Now we do jump over to the Teen Titans, where we actually pick up with Kidflash, Solus, and also Bonker. And they're all chilling at home, enjoying the night off. Except that is the moment out of nowhere their power goes out, which of course makes them want to know what in the world is going on. And so they do go investigate, except after a brief moment, Kidflash returns, but something happened to him. It looks like he was badly beaten, and so he is knocked out. And you have Bonker use his powers as a way to block the door to keep whatever knocked out Kidflash in that room. But of course, Bonker is too weak, and so now Bonker is also taken out. That leaves Solus as the last person to actually try to fight against whatever is trying to come their way. Now, this is the moment we actually learn it is Wondergirl. And the reason why I say that is because Solus tells us, she says, hey, Wondergirl, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Listen, I know what it feels like to lose control of your powers. Let me help you get back under control. But at the same time, do not think I'm weak. I could be a very strong opponent for you. And so you have Solace use all of her energy against Wondergirl. But this is a Wondergirl who is no longer in control of her own body. Right now, the silent armor has taken over her body, and she was able to actually deal with Solace just like that. Now, you do have Superboy and Red Robin arrive back at the penthouse because they saw the blackout and they see all the damage done to the penthouse, and they're wondering what in the world is going on at their penthouse for the Teen Titans. Except that is the moment when they walk into the room and see all the Teen Titans have been defeated, and Wondergirl is standing on top of them with the silent armor now covering her entire body, and she's crying out for help. And of course, now the last two members of the Teen Titans must figure out what in the world is going on with Wondergirl. Now, when we get into the next chapter, we come to find out some time has passed by because we pick up with Red Robin, Superboy, and Wondergirl right now in the middle of the forest, trying to find different ways to take off the armor, but at the same time, they're trying to learn more about the silent armor. Now, here comes the problem though. Even though Superboy is very strong and he is trying his best to get close to Wondergirl so that he can take off the armor, but because she wears the armor is beginning to take over her body and continuing to fight against Superboy over and over again. Even when Red Robin tries to get close to her, it also tries to kill him too, letting us know that no matter what happens, this armor does not want to let go of Wondergirl, and it will stop anyone who tries to take it off. And if you are wondering what happened to the rest of the Teen Titans, do not worry, they're okay, because Red Robin actually took them somewhere in New Jersey to give them time to actually heal up from their wounds. Yes, they feel bad that Red Robin did leave them behind, but in reality, he had no choice. They were badly beaten by Wondergirl earlier. But getting back to Wondergirl's problem, you do have Superboy and Red Robin work together to find a way to get rid of the armor for Wondergirl. And what they did was you had them continue to fight against her, but Red Robin was able to give her a wound on the side of her body. That wound was very important because it lets Superboy use his telekinesis as a way to break off the armor from Wondergirl. Now, here comes the thing though. There were spikes in that armor, and those spikes have dug into the body of Wondergirl as a way to make sure there is no way the armor can be peeled off of her unless it could possibly kill her. But you have Red Robin say, keep using your telekinesis as a way to rip off that armor, because if you don't, Wondergirl is only going to get worse. And at the very last moment, you have Superboy able to use his telekinesis as a way to peel off the armor, and Wondergirl is finally free of the silent armor. Now here comes the problem though, because as soon as Red Robin and Superboy were able to actually get the armor off of Wondergirl, well, the character we saw earlier that was looking for her, well, his name is Diesel, and he actually appears. Now this is the moment where we actually learn that there is some past between these two characters. I mean, we already knew that, but we had no idea what kind of past they had. And we come to find out they used to love each other. They used to be a couple. But apparently Diesel here used to have the silent armor before Wondergirl did. But apparently he was unable to actually control the armor, and so she took it away from him to give him another chance in life. But apparently he almost died. So we're still learning more about Diesel and the silent armor. But either way though, you do have Diesel say that it has been some time since he first wore the silent armor. And so now he has a better chance in actually controlling the armor. And so he takes it away from Wondergirl and puts it on himself, and then he leaves. But before he leaves, he says he does not mind being a harbinger for the end of the world, meaning that he is only one of the many reasons the world could possibly end down the road. And we have no idea what he means just yet. Now, of course, after Diesel leaves, Superboy and Red Robin are actually able to move again. The reason why they couldn't move earlier because he used some kind of gas that just temporarily paralyzed them, but now he's gone, they can move again. But you do have the two boys say they should follow him and actually stop him before something else happens. And you have Wondergirl say that she is going to go with them because if she doesn't, it could be the end of the world. Now, when we jump over to Teen Titans number 13, we actually pick up with Wondergirl explaining to Superboy and Red Robin about her past, because you have to remember, before this book right here, they had no idea about her past. And so she says that when she was a tad bit younger, her mom was an archaeologist. Her mom traveled around the world to different dig sites to find different artifacts. But of course, because her parents were divorced, she got to stay with her mom and traveled around the world. But while traveling around the world, she did get into a lot of trouble, mainly like stealing things around different countries. And so that is how she met Diesel, because one night in China, she stole something, she almost got caught, and she met Diesel, and they instantly fell in love just like that. Now, luckily for Cassie, even though she traveled around the world with her mom to different dig sites, Diesel was also able to travel around the world as well. And the reason why, because Diesel had a lot of money, and so anytime Cassie went somewhere, he was also able to go. Now, for Cassie, her mom had no idea about Diesel. And so with Cassie's mom always being so busy, Cassie was able to kind of sneak away and spend some time with Diesel. But that all changed when they got to Cambodia. And the reason why, because there was a certain dig site that had different locations or different breakoff points. And Cassie wanted to go down one breakoff point, but her mom said, no, let's stay here first and we'll go back there later on. Now, here comes the problem though. Cassie actually told Diesel about that breakoff point, and so Diesel went ahead and began to look around that area, and Cassie got worried, and so she actually followed him too. Of course, when both of them got in there, it led to them finding this hidden temple. Now, when she went deeper into the temple, of course, she was looking for Diesel. And when she found him, of course, he already had on the silent armor. Well, really just part of it. And so he was unable to control it. And we knew that already because Cassie told us that earlier, that when he first put on the silent armor, he had a hard time controlling it. But either way, you had Cassie put on different pieces of the armor. And of course, the silent armor went to her instead of Diesel. Now, Diesel did not like that. He was really upset because he was hoping to keep the armor to himself. And of course, with Cassie taking it, he felt like she betrayed him, that she did him dirty. Now, of course, with her wearing the armor, the temple began to break apart. And of course, cave in on them. Now, unfortunately, Cassie had no idea the power she had with the silent armor. And so she left Diesel down there to escape. She had no idea she had super strength, flight, whatever. She had no idea. And so in her mindset, Diesel died down there that moment. Of course, we now know he did not. Now, for this group of Teen Titans, they were able to figure out that when it comes to Diesel, he would go back to the same place where everything started at, of course, meaning that Cambodia temple. And so you have all 3 Teen Titans head back there, and when they get there, of course, they do find the pathway to that temple, but then Red Robin finds symbols on the rocks, and to him, he tells Wondergirl and Superboy that the language on this temple makes no sense. It's older than most language. Is Wondergirl wondering what does he mean by that? And actually, we are going to learn more about that here in a moment. Now, the last page of this chapter, we actually jump over to Amanda Waller, because you have to remember, the last video, Amanda Waller felt like that she should go out there and actually capture the Teen Titans because she's scared of what they could do in the world with their powers. Hurt themselves or hurt other people around them. And so she went back and basically hired a guy to go hunt them down. And this guy name is Kurt Lance. And Kurt Lance's job is to hunt down the Teen Titans and bring them back to Amanda Waller. Now we do jump over to Teen Titans number 14, where we actually pick up with Red Robin, Superboy, and Wondergirl still looking for Diesel. Now they were lucky enough that Diesel found them, and of course we now get into a big battle between the two sides. Now to make the fight a little bit more fair for Diesel, Diesel actually brought something called Blood Warriors. Now Blood Warriors are actually not that important, they're just henchmen to Diesel. The way he made them was using his blood in a ritual that brought these warriors to life. But of course now we have the two sides, good versus evil, fighting against each other. Now we do jump over to the rest of the Teen Titans, Kidflash, Bunker, and Solus. And remember, they were left in New Jersey as a way to recover from what Wondergirl did to them earlier in this video. But Kidflash and Bunker are beginning to get kind of upset with Red Robin because yes, they were badly beaten by Wondergirl, but they have recovered and they feel like Red Robin should have called them by now to have them rejoin the mission, but he hasn't. But guys, that part right there is actually not important. It's Solus who's more important because we see that Lance Drake is able to communicate in the mind of Solus and tries to tell her that her and the rest of the Teen Titans should actually turn themselves in over to him and he can actually help them. But also he's promising that he can turn Solus back into her normal form before she got her powers. Now we do jump back over to Wondergirl, Red Robin, and Superboy as they're fighting against the Blood Warriors and Diesel. But the boys realize that Wondergirl is missing and so is Diesel because Wondergirl went inside to find a way to stop Diesel and Diesel went after her to finally get rid of her. And so getting over to Diesel and Wondergirl, we do see Wondergirl is having a hard time because again, she does not have her powers and Diesel does grab her and it looks like that Diesel is about to kill Wondergirl. Except here is the big thing. Diesel forgot one piece of armor, which is the lorette. The lorette being the rope that Wondergirl used in our earlier videos. And when it comes to the lorette will do anything Wondergirl wants it to do until the mission is complete. And of course, Cassie told the lorette to make sure to stop Diesel. And we see Diesel be surprised because Lorette is beginning to stop him in his tracks. Now, you do have Superboy and Red Robin wanting to go inside to actually help out Wondergirl with Diesel. But of course, they're still dealing with the Blood Warriors. But they have no idea that Wondergirl is actually about to win the battle. And the reason why I say that is because with her Lorette, the Lorette is actually draining the life energy from Diesel, but also handing over every single piece of the silent armor back over to Wondergirl. Now, Wondergirl actually begged Diesel to go ahead and give up so that the Lorette can stop draining his life energy and he could possibly live. But of course, he wants the armor so bad that he is not going to give up, and the Lorette actually kills off Diesel because he lost all of his life energy. Now, with his death, the Blood Warriors actually go away, which means the boys can go inside the temple to help out Wondergirl. And Wondergirl walks out and say, let's go home. The mission is done. I have the armor back. Let's just go home. Now, of course, you do have Red Robin wanting to know what happened inside that temple. And of course, Wondergirl once again is going to keep her secrets. And she said, until you tell us your real name, I will never tell you all of my secrets. And all 3 team members leave to go back to the rest of their Teen Titan team members. Now, you do have all of the Teen Titans actually head back to the penthouse so that they can rest up for a good night. Now, Superboy, he actually leaves. And the reason why he leaves is because he is going to be part of a different DC event known as Hell on Earth. That event involves Supergirl, Superboy, and Superman. And matter of fact, we are going to cover that event down the road here in a few weeks. But he is gone. Now, Solus does get confronted by Lance Drake one more time in her mind, telling her to bring her and the rest of the Teen Titans to him so that he can actually help them out. And of course, make her look normal again. Now, she does try to go to Red Robin to tell him what happened to her in her mind, but Red Robin has been called away to Gotham because of some family business. Of course, that business is the Joker, because that's Red Robin going to be involved in the lovely event called Death of a Family. Now, to close on this video, you do have the Teen Titans all kind of spending some time with one another. Yes, Red Robin is gone. Yes, so is Superboy. But you do have Bonker trying to learn more about Wondergirl, trying to convince her that it's not a good idea to keep secrets from your team members. But either way, you do have all the Teen Titans walk into the room of Red Robin because there is a message left behind by the Joker, of course, telling them that he has kidnapped Red Robin. And so now the Teen Titans must go save Red Robin from the Joker. And this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So if you did enjoy today's comic book video, please hit that like button down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoyed today's comic book video.